Hello, everybody. Welcome back to SOC Talks with Joy and Shawn. It's been a few weeks. We've had a lot going on. And Shawn, we're so glad to have you back here with us with power and internet. And
Yeah, never lost power, lost the internet. And you know what? That and the cell service was terrible. So I told Joy, I'm like, I'm my eyes, I haven't sent cards in like 2 or 3 days. I've had the ability to. So
yeah,
that's all
yeah.
past. It's all good. So
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably a good conversation for those of you that, might have not been paying attention with the big hurricanes that came through. But Shawn has been down in Florida with two hurricanes within 2 weeks period of time, right? Through two
yep.
weeks, wasn't it? Yeah. And, you got through it. So tell us, I know your eye was twitching for a little while when you couldn't send cards out to everybody. And
Well, I'm
we
happy
all
now.
missed
I
them
got
too,
my
Shawn.
T-shirt that said I survived 2 hurricanes in 2 weeks. So I'm good. I'm all good now. So no. Um, you know what? It's the the gratitude. I mean, I like I told you, the thing I'm the most grateful for is that we moved off the beach in June because we would have lost everything. I mean, if we would have, and I don't know. We stayed the last two that kind of took the same path and had very minimal damage to where I was. I'm glad I'm over the bridge now.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I don't know if I would have stayed. I mean, we would have lost both cars. We would have lost everything in our house. I mean, everything, everything. I mean, that's what people are going through right now.
Hmm.
And my neighbor that he his mother-in-law lives over, so they went there after the first one, and I
Over
said,
the
hey,
bridge, you say, over the bridge into the
over the
main.
bridge.
Yeah,
And it goes up pretty, I mean, it's 30 or 40 feet above sea level, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's enough not to get the storm
yeah,
surge, is
yeah.
what the first one um, hit Indian Rock. I mean, Clearwater to Paso Grill, that was all underwater at one point,
Hmm.
all underwater.
Hmm.
Um, so, he sent a picture that the other neighbor sent who stayed, and the water line was up to the front of his front door. And he said, it's just stuff. Um, I said, did you take both cars? We took my wife's, but mine was in the garage, so got to replace that. And it was an older vehicle. Um, but then my wife hears two ladies saying, "I wish people would stop saying it was just stuff." And some of it is. I mean, the couch I can replace or the chair I can replace, but the pictures or the mementos that you can't replace that stuff. And so and I think it's you go through it and you see in between the hurricanes, our Rotary Club set up a table and we were handing out stuff
Hmm.
to people. And we weren't saying, do you live here? We were just handing out stuff to people that needed it. And as much as you handed stuff out, another car would come behind it and donate more things because they knew we were there.
What kind of stuff? You mean just like the waters and
Gloves, trash bags,
anything?
sponges,
Okay.
food, bleach, cleaning supplies, you know, um, so anything that, diapers, clothes. So anything, and we still have a lot of things that we need to give
Hmm.
away.
Hmm.
Um, so it's just, you see that, and then you're like, you know what? You see the best of humanity in these
Hmm.
cases
Hmm.
that, there's a condo complex over the bridge, and they brought 3 or 4 minivans full of stuff. They all got together and pulled their money, and then they went shopping and brought things. So
Hmm.
you see those things, and I think when you're grateful, we see more of them.
Right,
If
right,
you're, you don't see, you see what you're looking for is what I'm trying to
right,
say.
right,
Um,
right. So how did
but
you keep yourself above the line? I mean, you had to have your own moments.
I was grateful that we moved. I'm like the Barklow bunker stood solid, and I the first storm I didn't put on the hurricane shutters. The second one, because it was coming more of a direct hit, put on the hurricane shutters, and then that night it sounded like a train was going by all night long. And I'm like, you know what? I just kept thinking I can only control what I can control. I can't control the weather. I can't control what's going to happen.
Hmm.
I can be prepared, but I just think I was in that mindset that, I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful that we're in a new place. I'm grateful I have leaning on that side of it versus, oh my
Mhm.
God, what's going to happen? And because I don't, you can open up the door the next day and go, well, the fence that surrounded all our properties is totally wrecked, but
Mhm.
really nothing else. The one they're building across the street, there's some shingles taken off of that one. So I just think that, I've said when you start your day with gratitude, you kind of put that armor on. And I think
Mhm.
it's really what helped. And just having the mindset of can't control Mother Nature. She was pissed at somebody. So, so
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, yeah. So that's just kind of, I know, I'm not trying to, and I tell that to people, and I'm not trying to sell them, the gratitude movement or the journal. It's just, that's the mindset I was in. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
and then you go in the mode of, okay, how can I help other people?
Yeah. Yeah,
I've,
I was going to ask next because I think it puts you in a position when you have that gratitude for yourself, you want to give that to other people.
yeah.
You want them to feel, and do
And
what
you
you're
can
doing as well.
tell we had our real estate power team on Tuesday, and there's one guy in our group, he rented a place and it got flooded and he lost everything
Hey,
the
Shawn,
first storm.
I forgot to record this.
No, you didn't.
Didn't I?
It came up. Yeah, we're
Oh, okay, there
recording.
it is. I'm sorry, it was covered up. Hi,
He was
everybody.
going to
That
try
was
to
just
make
a
me do
little
this
flaw
all over
there.
again. Oh man, I can only control that you hit the record button.
I know. Okay. Top of the line. Just
Anyway,
above the line, Shawn. Just
yeah.
above the line.
So the one guy that rented, he rented it and he lost everything, flooded, and then he's been staying at 4 or 5 other people's houses and trying to figure out what he's going to do. The other young man who lives on a street on a canal, they flooded through the first one, and the dumbass went out because he had his boat lifted as high as it could on the lift, and it started to move, and he swam out and tried to and pushed it back. And I'm like, you're a dumb. That's how people die. And his wife was yelling at him like, get in here. What are you doing? When they both walked into the restaurant we meet with, they both had the same look, just of I'm exhausted and probably more mentally than
Yeah,
physically.
yeah, yeah.
And so it's almost that we joked it's almost that zombie look, like, you know, and one said he talked to one neighbor and he would see her bring one box out a day and put it on the curb.
Hmm.
And they went over after the third or fourth day and say, do you need some help? And she's like, I'm an older woman, and she's like, I just don't know I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. And they had to have really the hard truth of, look, if it's wet, you need to put it on the curb. There's
Yeah,
nothing you just gotta
yeah,
realize that, and that's hard.
yeah,
And you drive down the street, Joy, and all you see are piles of stuff in front of people's homes.
yeah, yeah.
Every single, house.
Hmm.
So it's
Hmm.
going to take a while. I mean, nature will take care of the beach. That'll come back. All the entrances are closed because they're all mangled.
Hmm.
Um, and so it's just going to take some time. People are
Hmm.
resilient. We're resilient.
Hmm.
Some people will do this, like, I'm out. I'm selling my house.
Yeah, I'm not
but,
gonna go through this again.
and
So,
yeah, it's just,
are people getting mail and all that kind of stuff, or what's happening there?
so on,
Did we send you a card yet, Shawn?
I've, no, I get, so our mail is not like the, Indian Rocks. I don't know the other islands, but the Indian Rocks has a post office and obviously it was destroyed. They have to go get their mail at another post office to pick it up. There's no mail service, I think,
Hmm.
yet.
Hmm.
Um, but that'll come. I mean, everything comes back. It'll come back. It's just, and I think it'll be interesting to hear the stories from people in a year that have stayed and gone through it, and hopefully have some reflection on, I saw the best in people.
Yeah,
Because you hear the other two, that people are driving around the city and stealing, that pile you're stealing from is the stuff I was keeping.
yeah,
So, but
yeah,
I think those are few and far between. Just like anything,
yeah,
there's many more people out there. How can I help you? What can I do for you?
yeah,
What do you
yeah,
need? So I think that's how we have to look at it. So,
yeah, yeah.
are we recording?
We we are recording. Well, I think that, I think it's just I know it's really tough, and I think
Mhm.
you said a few things there about how, yeah, it is tough. People are alive, and more than ever, living in a world of gratitude helps you through a lot of things,
Yeah.
you
It's
know.
not it's not Pollyanna because bad things look what just happened.
Yeah,
Bad
yeah,
things happen,
exactly.
but if you
Right.
set
Yeah,
yourself up, you're not gonna, you know, what did I see the other day? It's positivity
right.
and gratitude. It's not that not it's it's bad things are still gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have ups and downs. It's
Mm-hmm.
but you lean on that side of gratitude, positivity, appreciation,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
joy, kindness,
Mm-hmm.
stand up for yourself, and you
Right.
realize that there's going to be some shit moments, and
Yeah,
there
yeah,
obviously were, but that helps
yeah,
you, I think, get to the
yeah,
other side quicker. So
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing that, Sean.
you're welcome. Thanks for asking.
We're glad you got internet back, so we can
Guess you'll
see
get you
you
all
again
get your
and talk to
cards.
you again, and you can start sending cards now, so you don't have to have the twitch in
I
your eye like
Hey,
you
can
once
I
had.
share a quick story about a card?
Yeah, sure.
So, and I think you might have seen the card. So at her leadership, we had that Cody story of she's a
Oh my
clean
gosh,
freak,
yeah.
and she has the rock garden or the rock dry
Hmm.
riverbed, and she vacuums it. So I did a AI image of that. I just
Okay.
AI, and I sent it to her, and I said, and I made all the shapes of the stones. I said, make them all hearts because that's what she sees to remember her
Her
dad and
dad.
know there's a connection and know. And so I told her, man, I see who's the humor. So I got this card the other day, Tuesday, and it says, seriously, Cody, how did Shawn make that card? And in parentheses, it says AI. He said, no way, I said. And then you open it up and she's got, and I didn't notice it. She changed
You
the
changed
one
it to an
to
eye. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
and then did this and then just wrote, I tried it. It didn't work. You're the best. Thanks so much for the amazing card. It is seriously my favorite card I've ever received. I'm like, oh man. So, um, so yeah, and then Cody's like, yeah, she made that during promptings to prosperity. It's like, great. Glad she was listening to you. So I sent her a card with a Heinz 57 bottle on the front and just said, this is my
Yeah,
new AI that I
yeah, yeah.
use.
Well,
So
I recognize the high because you remember you sent that to me. You sent me that card a while back when I was like AI, A1, whatever it is.
so she has got a wicked sense of humor. So
Yeah, yeah, she does. She does. So awesome, awesome. Well, hey, thanks, Sean, for sharing that with
yep,
us, and thanks everybody for tuning in. And we'll see you again next week. And
next week. Yep,
remember the power of gratitude. Gratitude is everything.
absolutely.
See you,
Bye bye.
everybody. Bye bye.
Take care.